Well, hello there, horror fans. How's it going? This is AJ Horror Reviewer giving you a new movie review. The movie I've selected today is called Mandy. Oof, this is a hard hitting, heavy, brutal film from 2018. It's about 2 hours and 1 minute. Got a 91% Rotten Tomato. The fans gave it 67%, so that's different. This one is directed and written by Panis Cosmatos, who did Beyond the Black Rainbow, and he did directed or wrote one of the Cabinet of Curiosities, Guillermo del Toro's show on Netflix. And this is co-written by Aaron Stewart who also wrote a Cabinet of Curiosities episode on Del Toro's show on Netflix. Let's just jump through the cast. We got Nick Cage. I don't need to give you any of his movies. Everybody knows who Nicolas Cage is. You got Andrea Riseborough, I think that's how you say it, who was in the 2020 The Grudge. Didn't really care for that one, but then you got Linus Roach, who was in Priest and The Apology. The Apology was deeply disturbing, although not like gory or anything. It's just psychologically it's messed up. Anyways, let's dive into this. This is one of the trippiest movies I've ever seen. Basically, Nick Cage is out in the middle of the woods with seems like his wife or fiance, or they don't really go too deep into that, and they're kind of like, they're just like hippies that are like super into space and the stars and like everything, like reading, especially Andrea, the Mandy is her name, hence the movie's title. So they're just living their best life, whatever. When this cult drives into town, the leader sees her walking on the road and decides, oh, I've got to have her. I need her. He communicates that to his cult. His cult, they call these weird looking people that have like, they almost look like Cenobites from Hellraiser, but they're just brutal looking. They ride motorcycles and they're just like mean. They look like they're from hell. So they get them to kidnap Mandy while Mandy and Nick Cage are sleeping, and they knock him out, and they take her, and I think they tie him up outside. They take her, and they're trying to, I don't know what they wanted to do with her, but they give her, I believe they put, I don't know if it was LSD, what it was, but they put some drug in her eye, and then this huge bug they have sting her in the neck as some ritualistic thing, and she is like fucked up. Like she's on a trip, hardcore. And the imagery for this movie is insane. Like there's this like pinkish color to it that's just phenomenal, and they do some like animated stuff with it. It's interesting how they put this one together. I think it's really well done. But anyways, this is probably going to be kind of spoilerish, so maybe fast forward if you don't want spoilers. But I mean, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's obvious, but you kind of see this coming maybe a little bit. It's like about halfway through the movie. So Mandy's in a room with this cult after they drugged her. She's laughing at the cult leader because he took his clothes off, and she's laughing at his penis, I think, and he gets mad and insecure and decides, she's it's filth, blah blah blah. And so they take her back to Nick Cage and her house, and they burn her to death in front of him, and they kind of tortured Nick Cage a little bit, and basically they dip. And so Nicolas Cage somehow gets out of his whatever, however they tied him up, and sees his Mandy in ash, and her face is like just turned to ash as he tried to touch her. And he kind of, it's like an interesting like scene of Nicolas Cage just like processing what had just happened. He's not, I mean, he's just like frozen basically, and he's just, like, they're showing this commercial on TV in his house. And it's just so random because he's just like, and then all of a sudden he finally goes into the bathroom. And this is some of Nick Cage's best acting, in my opinion. And he just loses his mind. He's screaming and just drinking, pouring the alcohol on his wounds, and oh man, oof, it's so sad and so brutal, and I mean, just great acting. And basically, for the rest of the movie, he goes after this cult, and I mean, because he's got nothing left. He's lost everything pretty much in his life. Um, and man, just the visuals of this are just phenomenal. But basically, that's the premise of it. I mean, it's pretty gory, very, very heavy. It's kind of psychedelic in a way. It's like super psychological as well. Um, Dialogue's interesting. It's kind of got a different vibe to it for sure. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I've got for this one. Um, Hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully, didn't give too many spoilers away. But without further ado, AJ Horror Reviewer signing out.